2.5 years ago, Michael Slager made the biggest mistake of his life. In fact, he apologized for it today in court, speaking to the Scott family, saying that he was sorry for the shooting of Walter Lamar Scott. I'm in the intersection of Market and East Bay, and as you can see, flooding has taken over this road here. A fully operable positive train control system could have prevented the accident in Casey on Sunday. That's what the NTSB chairman said during a Sunday night press conference. So we wanted to know, what exactly is positive train control? And this is very rare to see the eastbound lane of I-26 completely empty, and that's where we're standing right now. Today is the first day of the session, and honestly, it feels like the first day of school for a lot of people that are walking into the State House today. These food pallets are in place because all the American Red Cross can do right now is prepare. There's still uncertainty about where Hurricane Irma will land, but they want to be ready for whatever comes our way. I'm outside of City Hall right now, where the door remains closed on this issue. Columbia leaders say they cannot comment on what happened, citing that this is an ongoing investigation. However, today we continue to ask questions as to how a 5-year-old was assaulted on the city's care. As we reported yesterday, News 19 confirmed that a 5-year-old was lured from a summer camp program at Loren Park by a 16-year-old and was assaulted. The incident happened on July 28th around 4 in the afternoon. The boy said the assault happened near the train tracks that were behind the park. Columbia police also confirmed that the assault happened. We asked why the public was not notified of the assault of a little boy at a city park. CPD said the teenager was arrested and there was no immediate threat to other kids. Meanwhile, we asked the city the same question. They tell us it's an ongoing investigation and they will not comment. That answer is not good enough. So News 19 emailed Mayor Steve Benjamin, City Manager Teresa Wilson, Senior Assistant City Manager Allison Baker, and called council members Tamika Isaac Devine, Ed McDowell, and Howard Duvall. They all said that they cannot comment and referred us back to Columbia Police. But we're going to continue to stay on top of this story until we get answers. Reporting live in Columbia outside of City Hall, Loren Thomas, News 19, WLTX.
That wet. I took out a whole lot.
A storage pod now sits in the plot of land where James Singleton's mobile home once stood.
From here, up that way.
Singleton's home in Clarendon County was destroyed during the October 2015 flood. He worked with the South Carolina Disaster Recovery Office to get it repaired and even signed an agreement with contractors in August, allowing them to replace his home.
They came and tore it down.
The agreement gave a 30-day time frame from when his home would be rebuilt.
Somebody called me and said you should have your trailer by the end of the month. Now this was going on ever since September.
It's been 3 months and he is yet to receive a new home.
So now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm homeless.
The 79-year-old reached out to us at News 19 for help. We called the South Carolina Disaster Recovery Office for answers.
We had hurricanes both in Florida and in Texas, and as a result of those 2 hurricanes, there's been a shortage in some of our suppliers.
J.R. Sanderson, program manager for South Carolina Disaster Recovery, says since the October 2015 flood, they have repaired and built 772 homes throughout the state. However, he says mistakes can happen.
Sometimes citizens drop through the cracks. You know, it happens. And we make mistakes, they make mistakes, we have communication errors. And when those communication errors happen, it's our mission then to dive on top of this and try to get that citizen back into a home as quickly and efficiently as we possibly can.
After we notified them of Singleton's situation, the Disaster Recovery Office contacted him, letting Singleton know that another contractor would be working on his home. But it could take another 60 days before it's rebuilt. Until then, this plot of land and his belongings in a storage unit are all he has.
I wouldn't have got involved if I knew that I had to go through all this.
In Clarendon County, Loren Thomas, News 19, WLTX.
Despite a guilty plea of misconduct in office, former Lexington Representative Rick Quinn says he plans to show documents proving that he acted honorably while in office. Today, he talked with our Loren Thomas about what's next.
Rick Quinn Jr. says he will work to clear his name after pleading guilty to misconduct in office. And while you were in office, did you act as a lobbyist for your father's firm? However, Quinn's guilty plea was associated with his failure to report USC as a client with his father's company, Richard Quinn & Associates. He says while he owns up to that mistake, he denies allegations of criminal conspiracy, a charge which was later dropped. That charge stemmed from allegations that he was being paid for voting in favor of his father's clients while in office.
No, those are all false allegations, and in fact, even the clients my father's have all have come out and said that they never thought they were buying my vote, and more importantly, a couple of them said I never voted with them.
The only thing he admits to was failure to report, which is part of the misconduct in office charge.
I pled guilty to the only thing that I believe I did do that was against the law, and that requires, if you are associated with a business, it requires you to disclose, if you were aware, to disclose any lobbyist principal income to that business. And I was a guarantor on a building with my father. I don't own the building. I just signed to help him with the credit side of it, and they leased to USC. And I knew about it, and I should have reported it.
So why didn't you report it?
You know, that's a hard. I've asked myself that a lot. You know, because when you've it was very upsetting to me, you know, when I thought about it. It was just stupid, to be honest with you.
Quinn says he plans on releasing documents showing he recused himself from votes that could have been a conflict of interest. He says this is all to dispute the allegations brought on the table by First Circuit solicitor David Pascoe.
He lied. He lied about what he said in that courtroom, and I'm gonna show the public that. We're gonna put it on a website, and you know, I'm gonna try to go to my district. I'm not running for office. I want to show that. When I was in public service, that I did the best job I could, and I feel like I did it honorably.
In Columbia, Loren Thomas, News 19, WLTX.